In this episode, I go over the Randall Diavlo RD100. Stay tuned. What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Drive By with Luis Torres. So, this is when I decide to go on my usual errands to the post office around town, buy something to eat, and I just talk about stuff. So, what I wanted to go over is the fact that for whatever reason, whatever crazy reason, the Randall Diavlo RD100 is now up for sale everywhere for $13.99. So $1 shy of $1,400. And, you know, I hate to say it, but I bought mine as a B stock. The thing had a scratch on the bottom of the head on the Tolex that was... you had to be within 5 inches of it to see it. So I guess that was their B stock, which is, you know, either someone was unhappy and returned it because it had a scratch, or, you know, think of it as dent and scratch from any, you know, company, furniture company, whatever the case is. So $1,400 for the Randall Diavlo. The only thing I could possibly come up with is the fact that Randall have stopped producing the Satan, both the 50 and the 100 watt. You know, I don't know if it was due to a contractual agreement with Mike Fortin or an agreement with Ola Englund, but, you know, all of a sudden there's no Satan to be found. There's always Satan to be found. But you guys know what I mean. So here is the Diavlo, and my first take of the Diavlo was when I got my RD1H, which was a 1 watt, and dude, that 1 watt used was 150, and I loved it, instantly loved it. Realized that if it's good as a 1 watt, it has to be great at a 20, at a 45 watt, and at a 100 watt level. So I literally jumped from the 1 to the 100 and paid $450 for a B stock. For me, you say B stock, I think brand spanking new. There's a little scratch on it. There's a little dent on it. You know, something that's cosmetic, that's no big deal. So I paid $450. Let me tell you, and I'm going to be completely honest, and guys that have the Randall Diavlo will attest to this, is that amp all day long used should be $450, $600 on the high end. On the high end. At $1,400, you've got to be crazy to even consider buying that thing. And not to say that it's not good, it's not $1,400 good. So think of it this way. So at $1,400, okay, so you have $1,400 to invest in some new amp that you want to have. You know, lots of guys will go through the channels and will just take, you know, a line of credit out and buy it. And that's cool, but get yourself something that's infinitely better for $1,400. Jesus Christ. Or just save yourself $1,400 and get yourself something better. You know, I have, and not everyone loves the rectifiers, which I think is crazy, because that amp you can get all day. You can get the dual rectifier. I think I paid $600 $625 for my dual rectifier, and $725 for my triple rectifier. And of course, there's stories behind them. You know, the guy I got the dual rectifier from just wanted to get rid of it. That really just wasn't his sound. He got a good price for it when he bought it, and sold it to me at a great price also. Not the same, but when I got my triple rectifier, I don't remember if the guy had stopped playing or if he had gone ahead and switched to some different kind of amp altogether. But ultimately, like, the dude was from Maine, if I'm not mistaken, or New Hampshire, you know, just a few hours north from me. And, you know, he's literally driving back south. I think he lived in North Carolina, and he had this head still in his parents' house, and he basically went to Craigslist and posted it in different states as he was driving south. And I just happened to bite, and I met up with him in right off of 87, which is the Northway in New York, literally off the highway. I hope that he was a good guy and that it worked. And sure enough, the thing was absolutely amazing. So just understand that with $1,400, you can buy so much amp. I mean, I bought my KSR Aries for less. I bought my Ceritone Yeti for less. The only thing I paid more for it recently is literally the other week, last week, was my Bogner Uberschall Rev Blue, and that's just because it's kind of a rare amp. But dude, for the most part, bro, there's so many amazing, incredible heads that are 100 watts, 150, that will completely butcher the Randall Diavlo. So, you know, if you can find it used, you know, like there's someone on Reverb trying to sell it used. I gotta go around these guys. Who's selling it used for $800 or $850, or maybe it's $800 with 50 shipping. But regardless, you know, it's not even worth $800 with 50 shipping. Like, dude, if you buy that amp for $800 and then pay 50 shipping, you should expect $200 back as the change. So, you know, and I kind of feel like I know what I'm talking about with regard to amplifiers, because I have a few, only a few though. But yeah, man, listen, do not buy the Diavlo for $800. Definitely do not buy the Diavlo for $1,400. It's just not worth it. Dude, you have to do a lot to that amp in order for it to sound good, and at $1,400, it shouldn't have that kind of crazy issue. Okay, I need to pause for a bit because I have to go wash my car. So I'm back, and where was I? Oh yeah, telling you not to get the Randall Diavlo RD100 for $1,400, or even the RD45 for $900. It's just not worth it, you know. And you know, I've had it for a while, and if you're able to get it at an absolutely incredible price, then buy it. And I'm talking about the RD100 for under $600, and you that's more than likely really where the price should be. You know, I just think that it's crazy at the prices that they want for it. I don't think it's worth it. I'm trying to save you guys from making the mistake that some others have, where they're just, you know, trying to figure out what the heck they bought, because for $1,400 they should have gotten an amp that doesn't sound terrible even when you use a boost or an overdrive with it. You know, you would expect that if an amp has too much low end, that at the very least it would sound better, you know, with a boost or an overdrive. And unfortunately, you need to throw, you know, an EQ in there. So, you know, your $1,400 isn't really $1,400. you're now buying, you know, for the most part, most of us have boost pedals, most of us have overdrives, but now you're talking about $1,400 for the amp plus, on average, $150 for an EQ, $150 for a boost, and $150 for an overdrive. You know, now you're $450 on top of the $1,400, and that's just crazy. So don't do it to yourself. Again, if you get a good deal on it, that's one thing, but you know, at $1,400, definitely save your money. Get one used if you can, and hopefully this public service announcement will help you save some money. All right, guys. Hey, hit the description below. Buy everything that I have on there, from $10 microphones to what? To the cables, the Klirrton cables that are sick. And dude, you cannot beat the price. I'm just backing up right now. I have a camera, but I'm also at Lowe's, so people end up whipping right out of here, out of the blue. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. And, you know, hopefully if you wanted the amp, you'll reconsider it, or at least keep an eye on that amp in the used market, and hopefully you'll get it for a much better price. But, you know, save yourself from that depression that you're going to have. And thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.